Good morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning and you're welcome to Good Morning Anambra. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. We are going to start the show this morning with the stories making the headlines on ABS website and also national dailies. And we also have a reviewer with us in the building this morning. But you get to meet him after this short break, so stay with us. You're welcome back to the show. With us this morning is a public affairs analyst, Sir Jerry Obodo. You're welcome to Good Morning Anambra this morning.
Thank you for having me, Anambra. Good morning to you all. Be with us.
All right, quickly, let's see what we have on ABS website this morning. Anambra State Assembly calls for adequate remuneration of state civil servants to increase productivity. Anambra State government continues demolition of illegal structures in Onitsha. Saludo felicitates with Muslims on 2022 Eid al-Kabir celebration. Saludo leads a delegation of international community development partners on the tour of Okpoko, Obaro. Eid al-Kabir, Anambra Assembly Speaker Okafor urges Muslims to promote peace, fight against insecurity. All right, Sir Jerry. You've seen what we have on ABS website this morning. All right, let's quickly start with the very first story, talking about Anambra State Assembly calling for adequate remuneration of state civil servants, of course, to increase productivity.
Yeah, it's a cheering news, since that topic from the website of ABS. For workers to give the services optimally, there's need always to review their remunerations and other ancillary benefits. If a worker is stagnant in a position or in a basic salary, it does not give room for optimal production, and the reasons why you see truancy and the lackadaisical approach to work is as a result of poor remuneration. I can tell you that for years the workforce of Anambra State has been very stagnant on their pay, package, take home pay, but does not take home the workers. When the last minimum wage was floated, it was based on 18,000 naira. You can imagine from that time the inflationary trends since then up to that. It was just padded, to 18. Now, with the difference between naira and dollar, with the inflation, if you go to the market, is it fuel, is it food items, is it transport fare or whatever? And these guys are still on that old antiquated pay package. So this is I think this is the best thing that has come out of the House of Assembly. For the interest, for the one of the
whole lot. Okay, let's say one of the best things.
Okay, yes. One of the best things. It's just for the interest of the masses. Some of the things that have been coming up has been for let the House have this, let the House have this, let the executive have this. But I can tell you, this is a cheering news for the masses, because this one touches the workforce of the state. So I commend the House of Assembly for coming up with that this idea, let them quickly, do justice to it and, push over to the governor for his necessary actions.
All right. Okay, quickly, let's see the second story talking about Anambra State government continuing demolition of illegal structures in Onitsha. Of course, last week we saw that this administration actually promised that Onitsha will be, should be like a city, an urban city, the smart urban city that it's well known for. And then they started demolition of some of the structures that were on the waterway and so many of them, the shanties too. So how did you see that?
Yeah, it's a very good and welcome development. Myself, my humble self, I was born there at Onitsha. I grew up, and in those days, you see Onitsha, it looks like an European town. The water is flowing. You go to the tap nearest to you, get water. The trees were trimmed, everything. So it's a fallout from the colonial masters. The place is very serene. I can tell you for free that I know Onitsha well. But this attitude, laissez-faire attitude of our people, and to cut corners and all that, has put the place to, a place that looks like a slum. So for our governor to come up and say, no, this is enough, we can't continue this way, I commend him. Can you imagine, a reasonable human being building houses on a canal or waterways? It blocks the routine flow of water, and that causes flooding and can, a lot of deaths even accompany such things. We remember the Ogumba flood disaster, in the West. And if not that Soludo came in with this idea, such a thing could happen in Anambra State or in Onitsha, to be precise. So let those people that are involved take precaution and not to indulge. And also, I want the governor to look into the guys that approves such a wrong that gives such wrong approvals, so that it will serve as a deterrent to others that can do such a thing.
All right. Just to let you know that you can actually be part of our discussion this morning in the studio. The number for you to call in on the show, it's quite in front of your TV set this morning. So if you want to contribute, if you have anything to say, you are free to do that. Quickly, let's also see the other story talking about Soludo leading delegation of international community to development partners on tour to Ubuko in Agbara local government area. Yeah. It's about the smart urban city that we are all clamoring for. Yeah,
our governor, is coming up gradually. A lot of people will expect that miracle could happen within 3 months or 100 days. It doesn't work that way. You have to do the normal planning, and before it matures. So now he's in touch with the international community, giving them, marshalling, his detailed plan for the state, where they can come in and assist the state as donor agencies. One of them is to show them that famous Okpoko, where the Sakamori canal problem, the slum kind of place they live, so that like UNESCO and all that are interested in educational area could come in and build schools, equip schools, and all that and all that.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us your name and your location.
I'm calling from Mobile.
All right, go ahead, Emeka.
The last time something happened in Mobile, would want the government to make those armies to stay in Obama.
Okay.
This unknown government and the rest of them would not be able to carry out their practices and allow the people settling in Obama to move around and do whatever they want to do. Like still now, they are told they're not doing anything. And they're developing the economy at all. So please, I would like the government to do something about that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right. Let's quickly see what we have in the Punch newspaper this morning. Okay. But before we do that, we want to go for a little break. And when we come back, we continue with the stories we have on our national dailies this morning. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us.
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Oka or ABS Channel 27 on Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio Television and ABS YouTube page at ABS Television Oka.
ABS TV is now also on satellite. You can watch us from anywhere in Nigeria and other African countries. Simply install our TV decoder brand and tune to channel 315 or install any free-to-air satellite decoder and search for ABS TV.
Whichever option you choose, stay abreast of breaking news, documentaries, children's shows, talk shows, comedy, and lots more on
adverts and program sponsorship at 0803 38526 06 883 902. Heartbeat of the East.
All right, you're welcome back to the show, and we've been joined by Uzo Ekemeze. He's also a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Uzo. Welcome to the show.
A very good morning to you, and crews of ABS. Thank you for having me. If you're at home, please join us for this Monday explosive edition.
Explosive, indeed. All right, quickly, let's start with the Punch newspaper this morning. The big story in front of the Punch newspaper: how Tinubu shunned Northwest governors and settled for Shetima. We also have riders under it. Northwest governors preferred one of them. Zulum turns down offer. Sources: Khan, Catholic Secretariat, felt Tinubu warned Muslim ticket insensitive. Tinubu allayed fear, says religion, ethnicity cannot always determine our path. Terrorists demand 4.3 billion naira for Kaduna train hostages. Manufacturers threaten shutdown over soaring diesel price. Court remands a billionaire linked to Kyari drug deal. Fuel hit 250 naira per litre in Abuja. Orders and queue spread. And then we have Osun governor candidate disagree on arms for Amoteku. Seller travelers orders trapped in Lagos Ibadan expressway traffic. My kidnappers threatened large-scale attacks on Yoruba land victim. All right, this and more are the stories we have in front of the Punch newspaper. Also, let's start with the big story there, talking about the president. Tinubu shunning Northwest governors and settling for Shetima. And the Khan, under there we have riders at Khan are saying that the Muslim ticket is actually an insensitive move.
Well, in that note, we don't expect more than that from APC. So Tinubu choosing Shetima as his running mate is what had been long expected, because the APC has grown for that Muslim ticket, making it to be like maybe they are decided to walk into a lopsided entity. What am I trying to say? If Tinubu knows that he's going to choose a running mate and went to Northwest, and then at the end of the day, he settled for Shetima, and they choose Shetima, and now the APC, some of the APC caucus, they call it new APC rebate group, are kicking against it for having Muslim ticket. To my own, what do you call it, ideology or whatever, Muslim ticket is not even the issues. It's not even the basis. We're talking about when incompetence match with incompetence, what are you going to get? It's not a colossal failure. Now Shetima, let us go to his track record. He has been governor of Borno State. He's now a president senator. What has he done to activate the securities and lives in Borno State? When he was governor, it's not when Boko Haram started in Borno State. So if you are bringing incompetency to incompetency, then it is going to be that even worse than abysmal failure. So look at what I'm trying to say. If Khan are saying that this Muslim ticket is insensitive, okay, there's not insensitivity on it. If you have Christian ticket, traditional ruler ticket, Judaism ticket, or whatever we're trying to talk, is that Nigeria need a competent. Nigeria need what do you call it, people that have capacity. Nigeria need what we call leaders and not politicians. Because I want to tell you the difference between leaders and politicians. Okay, a leader is a person that thinks about next generation, but a politician thinks about next election. What is preoccupied in Tinubu and this man's or APC in general is to win the next election. Not even what is happening. Okay, look at what happened in Kuje prison, break an attack. After some 24 hours, you start seeing the release of all these particular people who are going captive. So what I'm trying to say is this thing is going to bother them day in, day out. Not for them to win this election. So they don't even care. Yes, if we say that, what do you call it, Muslim ticket has worked before, between Abiola and Kingibe in 1993, I have to tell you that every 30 years there has to be Islam in Nigeria. The condition Nigeria was in 1993 is not what they are at this present stage. There is a lot of divisive what do you call it, ethnic and religious, crisis going on in Nigeria. Look at herdsmen, how they are kidnapping people in the church. Look at bandits, how they are terrorizing everywhere, part of the northwest and northeast and north central. All these things is happening. It's not there then. So bringing Muslim ticket, and these people are people that are insensitive. I want to use insensitive because Shetima and others are insensitive in his own state, arrested by terrorists. And you are in a Senate, present Senate, you have not done anything to make sure that that particular place is kept under safe. So what are you trying to tell me that Tinubu bringing him as a running mate, that we are going to feel about it? It's what they are trying to do. Tinubu himself, okay, what happened to Lagos? Go to Lagos now. Okay, everywhere was flooded. Go to Ojo, go to Vokes, go to Balande. All these places are flooded by flood because of people taking things that belong to the state for their own. It's by the time you start using public money or public funds for public goods, then that is when we are going to talk about that. So Tinubu taking Shetima as his running mate. Okay, it is what had been long expected, and they are bent on that and going Muslim ticket. But however, on final note, it is marking that APC are not going to win this election.
Okay, that's your personal opinion. But then I know you want to comment on that, but let's take quickly the Nation newspaper. Let's see what we have in front of the Nation newspaper this morning. The big story there is still about the APC running mate, picking the running mate. Why I selected Shetima as running mate by Tinubu. And then we also have investors seek stoppage of TTB's acquisition of Union Bank. Petrol scarcity persists in Lagos, Abuja orders. And then 17 more bodies recovered from Lagos boat accident. CBN tightens e-payment rules for banks. But then under the big story, there is a statement there I want to read out. If we truly understand the challenges upon us as a nation, then we must also see the imperative of placing competence in governance. So, Sir Jerry.
Very much. Like my colleague have mentioned, and the incompetence is incompetence plus. So what we are having is incompetence plus. Having Tinubu and Shetima, who have not, solved both economical problems in their various states before now, coming together shows that they still want us to go back to Egypt, not coming out of Egypt. Secondly, the Muslim ticket, it goes a long way to show that the idea of Islamization is not yet over. Thirdly, it gives a boost to the quest for a competent man that is, funding the presidential ticket of Labour Party. Because a lot of Nigerians know his competency and what he has delivered previously, both at the national and state level. Fourthly, I'm not even worried, about this because the population of Christians, outweighs that of the Muslim. So if they say they are going along Muslim, Christian, let all the Christians vote for the Christian who is there. If the Muslim can vote for Muslim, okay. Then the problem now, another problem is that they are not thinking of what they can do.
Thank you, sir. Hello, good morning. Yeah, this is ABS television. Okay. What's your name and your location? Tell us your name and your location first.
I am William.
All right, go ahead.
I just want to talk about that. What is the something that let's do everything humanity just to do some message to get out. Because that the government, yes, and what if I'm the one that uses structure or has the business, and the person is the governor, what should I expect the person to do? So that I think the government. So let's go to build that Anambra to be like London. And can Anambra be produced to the human being? And when we are balancing with the state, we need to balance the human being.
So if I understand what you're saying, you are talking about paying of compensation? Hello? Are you listening to me? If I understand what you're saying, are you talking about paying those people that their structures are being demolished compensation? Is that what you're saying?
Compensation.
All right, that's your opinion. Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much for calling. All right, let's quickly see what we have in front of this day newspaper this morning. Tinubu rewards loyalty over competence, electoral value, religious balance. We have a lot of riders there talking about, say, spirit of 1993 is upon us in 2023. Briefs Buhari in Daura, Masari stands down. Governors angry over decision, meet president in home state today. Senator pulls out of support campaign groups. APC members quit. Inside details of how party candidate fought for choice partner. Stakeholders turned down Oshimole as likely campaign DG. It is left for voters to decide. It is a perfect choice, says Keyamo. Atiku cautions against politics of exclusion. Rwani, 2023 may be Nigeria's costliest election ever in history. And then estimated 6 trillion naira to be spent to win presidential election. Says money bags ready to pay whatever price to secure victory. IOC is killing local oil servicing companies in Nigeria, says Wabote. Wants 40% cost reduction deal with NNPC and all majors renegotiated. So these are the stories in front of this day newspaper. So over to you, Uzo. I want us to look at 2023 being Nigeria's costliest elections ever in history.
Let me first of all quickly respond to what the caller says about the government paying compensation to those that are the houses that have been demolished. Okay, it is very, very imperative that an average African man, in parentheses, okay, always think in a robotic straight line without balancing things and not able to distinguish sense from nonsense. You understand? Okay, you build structure in a waterway, you build structure in a way that have marked for maybe high tension, you build structure in a place that have been designed for what call it a government-generated area, and now you know this in time, and you went there and do that thing. Okay, why did African man always like reactive instead of being proactive? Even Bible made us understand that he who knows what is good and do it not, to him is a sin. So those who know that this place is a drainage, okay, those that is a waterway, and you went and built that place, then it has to be demolished. Nobody is going to pay you cost. But if you
go ahead.
If you are not being in what call it, where government has not designated as enshrined in Land Use Act 1978 as amended, Section 1, governor being the chief concerner of all the whole land in the state. You now build something on a water area, and they were trying to sign the victim. Please. So coming to the issue of spending 6 trillion. Okay, we are spending for action, but we're not spending money to build refinery. Whereby, look at petroleum, 250 naira per liter. Okay, we are doing subsidy. What are subsidizing? You are subsidizing failure. You are subsidizing economic instability. Okay, you subsidize the fuel, you get this crude oil here, send it abroad, it's being refined, you bring it back again, we buy it, and we will have abundant mineral resources, that is petroleum in Nigeria. We have Warren Refinery, Rapotoko Refinery, National Refinery. What are these refineries doing over the years? For 7 years. Now you're spending 6 trillion to election. What are you spending it for? Okay? What are you spending for? Are you spending for myself and you? Okay, that day when we go to vote, they're going to tell us, okay, hey, if you sit down here, as long as you come and say Nigerian to vote, irrespective of party that you want to vote, please take 1 million naira and go home. That's money for themselves. Okay? How much does it cost America to do the election? How much does it cost South Africa to do their own election? Okay, you say 6 trillion. They have made the budget, padded the budget, and they're still going to pad it more and more. So what I'm trying to say, we are going to cut down the cost of governance. Okay? Doing the election, it doesn't mean anything. If you are going to make sure that this election will hold, okay, tell us the basic thing you need to do. And not to do it and okay, look at it now. Sometimes they say the BVAS machine will not work. Sometimes they say that this one will not capture. Some people even going to not get their voters card. You go there, as long as most of the INEC are demanding money for people to go and get their PVC. What are they doing? And you are trying to say that the election is causing this. If you pay well, you are ad hoc staff that you employ. They will not go to the field. Although some of them have inherent corrupt, what they call it, threat in them as a gene.
Let's know who's here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and your location.
My name is Arinze Adomo from Onitsha.
Go ahead, Arinze.
I'm interested in what you people are saying. But first and foremost, let me thank the speaker there. One, my area of interest is when somebody is now saying that the governor should take compensation on those people that their houses have been demolished. We cannot legalize an illegality. We should allow our governor to do his job. We want to have a clean state. Some people have run all these things decades. Can you imagine approving a building plan on top of a drainage system on a waterway? It is quite wrong. We should learn how to live decent life. This is a new Anambra. So people have come to prove and make Anambra livable. And we should support him.
All right. Thank you for your contribution. All right. All right. Thank you so much, Arinze. Thank you, Arinze. All right.
My comments concerning the issue of the candidates are ready to pay any amount of money to make sure that they win. Yes, it's already clear. Even from primary, people are paying $25,000, $20,000. But it is a signal to Nigerian youth to develop the natural antenna, to know those who have come, okay, for them to meet them and also toy with their future. That this election of 2023 is not between PDP and APC or between APC and INEC or whatever. It's between hungry Nigeria that are going to turn their anger, okay, to all these corrupt politicians. So the youth should know that these people that are coming with this money are yet for them to even dole out more money to entice you.
All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Quickly, tell us your name and your location.
My name is Andrew.
Please, speak up, please. All right, let's see what we have in front of the Guardian newspaper this morning. The big story there. Can MBF Arewa Scribe orders decry APC's Muslim ticket, and then a lot of riders there. Tinubu, why I picked Shetima as my running mate. Muslim ticket, insensitive choice. A breach of constitution, says Horewa. We would have preferred Muslim Christian ticket, APC Rebirth Group says. Amid disquiet in Northwest, Wamako sues for peace. Labour Party not surprised by APC's insensitive ticket, says Deputy Chairman. Serap sues 36 governors for failing to fund education for poor children, and then worries as Rivers APC chief dumps party. And then down there we can see church leaders restate demand for self-defense and state police. All right, so Jerry, let's look at that. The church leaders restated demand for self-defense and state police.
Yeah, my view for quite having a state police. Here, the state police, mostly the indigenous people, they know themselves to enable them to fight crime. From what is happening, should their, the environment and their security apparatus or architecture, and also possibly higher security masses or services. As a matter of fact, with what is happening, you don't just fold your hands and allow your enemy to come in and just start shooting you. A case in point is the one that happened in America. Somebody came in to where they're having their service or mass and doing that, and somebody who has a gun, they shot the guy down. So they should, make sure that they hire security agencies during their masses or services. Thank you very much.
All right, let's see what we have in Daily Trust, and then we are taking the two papers together, Daily Trust and Nigerian Tribune. Daily Trust: families paid 800 million to secure release of 7 Kaduna train captives, and ransom paid in dollars and naira. How Boko Haram partnered bandits for train attack. Captors behind Kuje jailbreak, they jubilated on return, freed captive. It's a journey to Valley of Death. Release FCT UBEC director. 2023, why I choose Shetima as running mate Tinubu. High expectations as NNPC takes off as corporate body. Domestic runway. Now let's see what we Tinubu picks Shetima as running mate. And 3 helicopters in front of the two papers. Over to you.
Yeah, concerning the state police. I'm talking about Nigerian state police, because okay, even if they are going to be controlled, but the important thing is you have vigilantes in going to do is very, very simple. With AK-47, okay, with AK-49, so that when this will come, they are going to now come. Nah, what I catch. What do you call it? Open confrontation. Action. Okay, are they going to use it to face somebody that carrying a GMD propeller gun? So it's what happened. So now you see that what I'm trying to say is that community policing, okay, which is vigilante, should be equipped and empowered. So not even advanced like in America. Where you use them, though some may use it, where to the personal, to the general interest of the public. Some use it for their own vendetta, especially during the election. So we must have able to have robustness. Then coming to and paid, both in naira and dollar. What are you expecting? Kidnapping terrorists have become the order of the day. Nathan place, they kidnap, you pay ransom, 800 million, okay, both in naira and all this. And somebody has been in past negotiating with them. Didn't they know where these people are? We're not telling ourselves the truth. They know where these terrorists are, where these bandits are. General Sani Abacha said of late, said that if insurgents last more than 48 hours, the government hands on it. Now, who deploy? Who to deploy? The soldiers, the military that are mounted before that Kuje prison, who deploy them? After 24 hours, the thing comes in. What happened? It's sometimes we start telling ourselves the truth. Okay, the better for us. Because you see the reason why we are clamoring that you don't use what you call anti-terrorism. What you're going to employ is counter-terrorism as it is applied in advanced country. These people, where are they? Where are they coming from? Where they go after attack? Okay, America did not even wait for Osama bin Laden to come back again and start bombing Washington or maybe Pentagon. Okay, they will go far away where he was in Pakistan, get him and destroy him. So these people are in the bush. Okay, get there and destroy him. You said that Nigeria belongs to us. It's a lie. It don't belong to us. Nigeria belongs to people that's in the bush because you cannot even travel from here to Kaduna on road. Thank you.
All right, quickly, let's know you say good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and your location.
I called before. I'm a resident as well. I called before. I aligned myself with the last speaker.
Okay.
We don't need state police. What we need is to equip our vigilantes or change the name and call it police locale. They don't watch. Equip them. Give them better equipment.
All right.
They can safeguard our community. I am getting it now. If we are calling state police, every day is being political. We don't need all this. We are seeing it. You know, recently you can see how they have trained our vigilantes and turned them to be real police.
All right.
When we are saying state police, it's just a nomenclature. We need to. What we need is a neighborhood watch.
All right.
Better equipment.
Thank you so much, Arinze. Thank you for your contribution. All right, quickly, let's see what we have in front of the Daily Independent and the National Star newspaper this morning. Reservations at CBN tinkers with fresh interest rate hikes. That's a big story there. And then up there we can see workers slam Buhari over varsities, the union strike, poor economy and insecurity. Politicians are hunt for court order to force their candidacy on INEC. And then we have down there how Nigeria can survive constrained production and recession risks, OPS. You can read of that on page 13 of the Daily Independent newspaper. And then Senate to issue arrest warrant on officials of PAP over failure to account for 10 billion naira. Now the National Star newspaper this morning, bandits right Niger monarch threatens to attack if 100 million naira is not paid. How we received 7 million growth in broadband subscription. Dambata. Imo will remain obedient to APC, says Governor Ozodinma. 4 bodies recovered from 16-passenger boat accident in Lagos State. Nigeria witnessing the worst exclusionist politics under APC, says Atiku. All right, these are the stories we have in front of the Daily Independent and the National Star newspaper this morning. So Jerry, let's start with the statement from Atiku that Nigeria is witnessing the worst exclusionist politics under the All Progressive Congress administration.
Yeah, he's entitled to his own opinion. The thing is that the APC already have shown that clearly by, first of all, not observing the federal character policy, where all the states are included in the running of the affairs of the nation. For instance, the Southeast, no Southeasterner is a member of a Security Council, So that tells you that they excluded the Southeast, not to talk of a juicy appointment as ministers, So we are excluded, and and some other places are also not included too. So I think he made a point there. We are just time will tell.
Okay. Our workers, Lamin Buhari over versus
that number. To know the kind of education they have, and students value education. They not even education they have, and that has placed our youth in the streets, doing one thing or the other, one crime or the other. They are being tempted daily. Most of them are frustrated. They've spent so many years. Ordinarily, they could have spent 4 years. They are spending 7 years, 8 years.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and your location quickly.
My name is Austin. I'm calling from Abakaliki.
Go ahead, Austin.
I want to react to Atiku's statement. Atiku is the least qualified to talk of exclusionism. Why did he elect to go and bid as presidential candidate when he knows he's the son of the South? He has officially excluded the South. So he is one of exclusionism. He is part of the Kappa, he is part of the problem. So I think we should stop it.
All right. Thank
We
you.
don't want that again.
Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, quickly, just before we go, also, you have anything to add to that?
Yes, coming to the issue, first of all, the workers slamming Buhari for insensitivity in the union strike, ASU. Okay, yes, they are insensitive because none of their children is in the school, in Nigeria, public school. Most of their children are abroad, okay? So even if people like, let them be 20 years strike in Nigeria. It's not their concern. Their concern is next election and not for next generation. That's why they are thinking about 2023. Without even thinking how these people are going to go back to school. Okay, in line with what SRAP tell the what do you call it, the court, okay, to redirect the ex-governor's pension to education of the children's education, okay. A governor of a state is the custodian, temporary custodian of the government, and not the government himself, okay. Governors are not direct career civil servants, okay. It's the civil servant to receive pension. So what I'm trying to say is that this money they're paying them, let them bring it to the education. Okay, we have number of out of school children in Nigeria are growing daily. A country does not invest in the education sector. It's nothing but that is going into optimal failure.
All right. I want to say a very big thank you to you, Uzo Ekemize, for joining us this morning on Press Review. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having Chidima and the members of ABS. It's a very good Monday morning. Please bear with us for want of time.
And also to you, Sejeri, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being here. I thank the crew for a job well done by showcasing us. Thank you very much.
All right, that's it on Press Review this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We go on a short break. When we come back, we still have other things that we have for you, so stay with us.